written these terms: capital fund or permanent fund. Then we have written what is subscription or membership fees, admission or entrance fees, and life membership fees. Now, fifth one is very important because this is the major source of money coming into such concerns or organizations, which is known as donations. Now, donations में लिखो generally donation is treated as capital income and is added to capital fund in the balance sheet. Generally, donation is treated as capital income and added to capital fund. Okay. Make this diagram. So, in capital fund, we have opening balance plus we have donation plus we have life membership subscription. इसके नीचे लिखो if donations are received frequently, if donations are received frequently, it is disclosed as income. If donation is received frequently, it is disclosed as income. And recorded on income side of income expenditure account. Write the sixth one. Funds for specific purpose. Funds for specific purpose. Say for example, United Way of Baroda or some religious organization or some NGO or not-for-profit organization, they are in requirement of specific funds. तो उसके लिए अगर किसी ने funds दिया कोई specific purpose के लिए, say for example tournament fund, I gave you the example कबड्डी last lecture में, okay. उसके अलावा से I categorize various funds as, I'll use this format since you already have, say for education fund. So education fund to those kids who live in rural areas, okay, those kids who are deprived of basic education. So I want to hire teachers and send them to such locations, such rural areas, and they will give this education to these underprivileged kids. तो उसके लिए पैसा चाहिए ना? Teachers will not come free, so they have to be paid some money. तो उसके लिए एक fund create किया, okay? फिर इसके अलावा say animal welfare fund during kite flying festival. We enjoy the kite flying, but the birds get hurt because of the thread or the manja. What we use, it's full of glass and it cuts our fingers, right? So then हम तो पट्टी बांध देते, ओके तो उसके लिए तो आई हैव वन मोर सेपरेट टाइप ऑफ फंड कि लोगों को डोनेट करना है तो दे विल गिव इनटू दिस फंड एंड ये फंड से ही मैं खर्चा करूंगा। समझ में आया सबको? फिर कुछ कुछ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में देयर आर वेरियस फंड्स लाइक से टूर्नामेंट फंड, देन यू हैव प्रेसिडेंट फेलिसिटेशन। व्हाट इज दिस प्रेसिडेंट्स फेलिसिटेशन फंड? किसी को पता है? सी ये प्रेसिडेंट अपॉइंट करते हैं तो सब मेंबर्स को बुलाते हैं, उसको फेलिसिटेट करते हैं और उसको रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे कि अब ये हमारे सब मेंबर्स का ये हमारा प्रेसिडेंट है। ओके उसके लिए जो खर्चा होता है दैट गोज फ्रॉम प्रेसिडेंट्स फेलिसिटेशन फंड। देन वी हैव प्राइज फंड। प्राइज फंड क्या है? तुम्हारा जो समाज है उसमें ऐसा होता है कि एनुअल फंक्शन होता है और उसमें जो बच्चों ने अच्छा स्कोर किया अपने स्कूल एग्जाम में या कॉलेज में या अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ ऐसा रिकॉग्नाइजेबल अचीव किया है तो उनको बुला के उनका सम्मान करते हैं, उनको कुछ गिफ्ट्स देते, प्राइज देते, रिकॉग्नाइज करते। उसके लिए जो फंड है दैट इज प्राइज फंड। यू अंडरस्टूड दिस? दीज आर फंड्स फॉर स्पेसिफिक पर्पस। अब ये जो पैसा आया है इसमें can I use for some other purpose? They are specific fund. Now, what's the difference between these and capital fund? Capital fund can be utilized for anything, okay? But these are specific purpose funds. तो जिसके लिए है उसके लिए ही ये use होगा। समझ में आया? Okay? Now, write down first. Donation or charity, donation or charity, received for, donation or charity, received for specific purpose, is shown separately, is shown separately from capital fund, shown separately from capital fund and is disclosed as a specific fund, as a specific fund in the balance sheet. Example, President's Felicitation Fund. Example, President's Felicitation Fund, comma, Prize fund, prize fund, building fund, कोई बिल्डिंग बनाना है, नया बिल्डिंग बनाना है, उसके लिए फंड्स इकट्ठा किए, so that is building fund. Schools do it, कि अभी हमारा नया बिल्डिंग बन रहा है तो डोनेशन दो, होता है ना स्कूल में डोनेशन, ओके? तो बिल्डिंग नया बना रहे हैं तो तुम हमें पैसा दो उस बिल्डिंग बनाने के लिए, तो this is etc. As and when any expense is incurred, in this regard, it is not disclosed in income expenditure account. It is not disclosed in income expenditure account, but it is deducted from the respective fund account, on the liability side of balance sheet. On the liability side of balance sheet. Over here on the board, ध्यान दो. On the liability side of balance sheet. ध्यान दो. Now, ये एजुकेशन फंड हमने बनाया, तो जो भी खर्चा होगा, it is not, please pay attention, this will come in sum, it will make a mistake, the balance sheet will go wrong, your capital will also go wrong. So ध्यान दो, एजुकेशन फंड बनाया हमने, तो ये जो एजुकेशन फंड है, ये जो फंड में से जो खर्चा हो रहा है, वो हम यहाँ से माइनस करेंगे. It is an expense. But it is not expense of the concern, it is expense of the fund. So we have to deduct it from the respective fund which is on the balance sheet, on the liability side. All of you understood this? If it is tournament fund, तो tournament का जो भी खर्चा है वो यहाँ से minus हो जाएगा. If there is some income of the fund, it will be added to the fund and expense will be deducted. Now everything will happen where? It will happen in the balance sheet. So please be careful about it. Okay, if there is a specific fund and there are expense or income related to that, it has to be adjusted over here. Now, say if you have prize fund, you may have investments of prize fund. See, the fund doesn't grow on its own, right? You all know this. Provident fund, yaad hai sabko. Okay, the fund does not grow on its own. We have to invest that money somewhere else so that we generate return and then the fund will grow. Isn't it? Say, for example, you are living in a cooperative society and you have a festival celebration fund. So one time all the members gave money, say 20,000 each. पूरा कॉर्पस बन गया फंड का, 20 lakhs का कॉर्पस बन गया. ये 20 lakh के अपने आप बढ़ेगा, so ये 20 lakh को कहीं इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. फिर वो इन्वेस्टमेंट में से जो रिटर्न आएगा उससे वो फंड बढ़ेगा, फंड ग्रो होगा. फिर जो फेस्टिवल्स आएंगे उसमें वो फंड में से ही खर्चा होगा. All of you understood this? So if there is some investment of a particular fund and there is any interest income on this, the income is also not the income of the concern, it is income of the fund. So it will be added to the respective fund. Just like we add interest on investment of provident fund. You remember that? We used to write in trial balance that it will be added to provident fund. Very similar concept. All of you understood this? Very important. In the sums, if some funds are there, be extra careful. Any doubt in this? Okay. Now please write this. You don't need to write this right now. Create confusion. Please write this. Already written once again. Okay. Legacy. Written? 7. Legacy. You all know, right? The movies get a legacy. Now, इसका मतलब क्या है? Say, parents के पास बहुत पैसा है, but बच्चे as usual नालायक हैं. तो वो बच्चे उनके पेरेंट्स को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते, उनका ध्यान नहीं रखते, उम्र हो जाती है तो उनको इग्नोर कर देते. Now, कंटाड़ के वो नक्की करते कि मेरी जितनी भी जायदाद है उसमें से एक भी पैसा मेरे इस नालायक बच्चे को जाना चाहिए. मैं इन सबको कर दूंगा, इन सबको कर दूंगा डोनेट. That is, you have a very high chance. Exactly. किधर हाँ कि भाई कहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर. सारंग को ट्रस्ट आप गाइस. Exactly. Absolutely correct. Now that is known as legacy. कि ये जो charitable organization है, कितनी बार there are people who don't have kids. Okay, so when they die, they don't have anyone behind. So what they do is they say कि ये पूरा पैसा इस trust को चला जाएगा. Even they transfer their properties to those trusts. ऐसे करके जो पैसा आता है वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में या कंसर्न में, उसको हम कहते हैं लीगेसी. नाउ वेयर विल वी शो लीगेसी? लिखो लिखो लिखो. When individuals give their own assets as legacy, through will, यानी सबको पता है ना, will is known as वसीयतनामा. Okay, will. In this case, it is treated as capital income. And is added to capital fund. Opening balance plus legacy. Very important. पता चल गया, कैपिटल फंड में ओपनिंग बैलेंस में we will add legacy. So finally all is done. एक लॉकर्स रेट लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Now क्या आएगा कैपिटल फंड में? एक तो ओपनिंग बैलेंस, फिर डोनेशंस, फिर legacy. Okay, I'll take your pronunciation. Legacy, आवाम की आवाज है. Then life membership subscriptions. Okay, then admission fee or entrance fees to the extent it is capitalized, plus what? Any surplus of income over expenses will all be added to capital fund. All of you understood this? Okay, फटाफट revisit कर लो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then we'll go to the next concept which is very important, capital and revenue. We go to very interesting part, capital expense and revenue expense. Please ध्यान देना. Now why it is so important for us to bifurcate between the two? Because in this chapter the typical part is we have to prepare a receipt payment account, which is basically cash comes in, ध्यान देना please, and over your cash goes out, right? Now from this we have to make a income expenditure account, and we have to make a balance sheet. Now what all cash you receive, okay, I hope you are able to understand this. Cash, what all cash you have received, you record over here on the receipt side, and what all cash you pay, you record on the payment side. Now ये जो cash comes in है, it can be either your income or it can be your liability. Say for example, you received funds for specific purpose. Will it come on the receipt side? आएगा ना? You received funds through donation, receipt side. You received funds through legacy, receipt side. But it will not go to income, it will go to your liability. Is this clear? All of you understood this? So from receipts, either it will go to liability or it will go to your income. Now what all goes to your liability is your capital, because it goes to balance sheet. So this is capital income and this is revenue income. That's why we have to bifurcate between the two. Now if cash goes out, either you're buying some assets or you're spending some money where the benefit is for a shorter period of time. So either you're creating assets or it is your expenses. Got it, all of you? That is why we have to bifurcate into capital and revenue. For first we'll do capital expense, revenue expense, and then we'll go to capital income and revenue income. Very similar. Now, first is the benefit. Capital expense, creation of asset. So benefit received is for a longer period of time. Benefit for longer period of time. In revenue expense, benefit is for shorter, or it is recurring, or it is annual, yearly. Municipal taxes. Municipal taxes, do you pay every month? It is paid once a year. But electricity, rent, salary, every month. Okay, then over here we create assets which helps in generating revenue. And here they are day-to-day expenses. Over here you mentioned shorter period of, we already did. Sorry. They are day-to-day expenses. Pata chala sabko? Okay. What are the examples? Say land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, etc. Over here, example is printing and stationery, electricity expense. Can I say everything which goes to profit and loss account? Then rent, salary, etc. Understood this? Remember, here the benefit is for a longer period of time, generally creation of assets. And here the benefit is for a shorter period of time, which is recurring in nature, or it is annual. Assets generating revenue, and here day-to-day expenses. And the examples. Likh lo fatafat. You add one more. Shown in balance sheet. Asset side. Shown बातें बंद as expense in income expenditure account. This difference can come in your exam, very important. ये समझ में आया सबको? Now ध्यान दो, फिर से एक बार मैं revisit करता हूँ. Cash comes in जो है, so it will either be your income or it will be your liability, and cash goes out will be your expense or it will be your asset. Is this clear? फिर से ऐसा format बना लो. Now capital expense के बदले capital income and revenue income. The first point remains the same. So capital income, liabilities, revenue income. First point remains the same. Second point, we change it. It is generally long-term fund or specific purpose fund. And Regular income. Example: prize fund, prize fund, legacy, tournament fund, capital fund, lockers rent, ground rent, sale of old newspaper, dividend income, etc. Where is this shown? Liability side. Income side. In income expense.